My name is H.A. Goodman, and I'm an author, columnist, and journalist. And to read my writing and to see my latest CNN appearances and my MSNBC appearances, you can go to hagoodman.com. One of the things to remember when you're looking at WikiLeaks 1 through 22 is the fact that before Election Day, Hillary Clinton, this is a fact, this is not a prediction or my opinion, will have two criminal probes, two FBI criminal probes. This is the person who is supposed to be the most qualified, ready from day one. That's where the intent comes in. So I'll read you, there's a wonderful Law News article. I really like this website, lawnews.com. Let me first read you the issue of James Comey sending a letter to Congress. In connection with an unrelated case, the FBI has learned of the existence of emails that appear to be pertinent to the investigation. Hence, they're opening up the FBI criminal investigation into Hillary Clinton. Two FBI criminal investigations. Two. Before Election Day. Two FBI criminal investigations. Matthew Iglesias, Kurt Eichenwald, Howard Dean, Paul Krugman. Two FBI criminal investigations for the most qualified person on the planet, which leads to intent. So there's a Law News article. It's an excellent article. I disagree with it. But it talks about, well, you know, they're probably not going to find the intent needed. She'll get away with it, and there are no indictments. There might not be indictments before Election Day, although I think that they're aiming for that, the FBI and President Obama. I don't see how they can allow Hillary Clinton to take the oath of office while there's an FBI criminal investigation. This is a complete mockery of everything we're supposed to have stood for or stand for or whatever. Who knows anymore what's going on? But I will read you continue with this. I am writing to inform you that the investigative team briefed me on this yesterday, and I agreed that the FBI should take appropriate investigative steps designed to allow investigators to review these emails to determine whether they contain classified information, as well as to assess their importance to our investigation. How many times did you hear the word investigate in there? It's a criminal investigation. The FBI does not do security reviews. Now, the title here is, and I like the lawnews.com website, despite bombshell new emails, Hillary Clinton probably still didn't commit a crime. The issue is the following, and the article goes on to say, well, you know, there's no way to really prove the intent needed. The point is this: when President Obama, who was already implicated from WikiLeaks 21, where Cheryl Mills says, he has her emails, they don't say state.gov, we have to fix this. President Obama starts at the top. He knew that Hillary Clinton had a private server. He used a pseudonym to communicate that even Uma Abedin said, hey, wait a second, these emails should be classified. Even Uma Abedin was saying that. And she had a computer network alongside that Anthony Weiner used to send Weiner photos. But the issue is, I'll read you, Newsweek's Kurt Eichenwald followed up with a report that the FBI is not examining any emails that were specifically sent to or from Clinton. We've heard this before, this whole nonsense. Well, it's not to or from Clinton. But rather they are examining Abedin's practice of sending herself emails from her State Department account to her Yahoo account and her account on Clinton's server. If there's any link to Clinton's server, and Hillary Clinton used that private server to hide, if the intent is this, and I'll continue. Abedin apparently did that in order to make it easier to print them out for Hillary Clinton, who liked to read them in paper form, and who also used a BlackBerry the NSA said she couldn't use. In his letter, Comey said that investigators are taking a look to determine whether those emails contain classified information. But remember, even if they determine that they were classified emails, this still doesn't mean Clinton committed a crime. For one, these emails came from archives of Uma Abedin, not Hillary Clinton. And two, even if some are found to be classified, it doesn't look like they were sent to or received by Clinton if Eichenwald's news report is accurate. But it's completely irrelevant if Eichenwald's news report is accurate or not, because what they're investigating is Hillary Clinton's handling of classified information. That's the big issue. If you can prove that Hillary Clinton intentionally used a private server to hide her correspondence at the expense of top secret special access program intelligence. The intent is here. This is the intent that the Kurt Eichenwalds of the world and the Paul Krugmans and the Howard Deans and the Robbie Mooks and Brian Fallons can't wrap their brains around. And this is the intent that most likely James Comey, hopefully, will find, and he should have found the first time around. You have the entire foundation of Hillary Clinton's campaign is that she's qualified, that she knows government, that she is not a threat to national security like Donald Trump, that she is ready from day one. Part of that is understanding government to the point where using an unencrypted private server, it was unencrypted for 3 months. This is the intent. All Comey has to do to cover his behind for posterity, because people in this generation and future generations will look at him like a laughingstock if he doesn't indict Hillary Clinton or recommend indictments, even if the DOJ doesn't do anything, is the intent to hide information, knowing that the information would be jeopardized. That is a willful act. That is not only gross negligence. Any spy can simply say, well, I just didn't know. I used a private server that was easily accessible by our enemies. I didn't intentionally do that. Not saying that Hillary Clinton's a spy, but if you had a spy in government, all they'd have to do is simply say what Hillary Clinton did. I am really qualified, but it was just convenience. I actually just left the briefcase on a table in a restaurant, or I used this private server for convenience that was unencrypted, knowing very well that China, Russia, and Iran could easily hack into it. This is what Defense Secretary Robert Gates stated. And if they did, not my fault, because I didn't mean to do so. If a spy deliberately acted like a fool or acted like the stupidest person on the planet, the FBI said, you know what, can't find intent there, but they did harm national security, then you would set a precedent for allowing literally spies within the government to get away with anything. The point that Kurt Eichenwald and Newsweek is trying to say is, well, it's all Uma Abedin. It's not Hillary Clinton because these aren't emails that Hillary Clinton sent. But it doesn't matter, because during the FBI report number 1, she blamed her concussion for not remembering security briefings, which is insane, a lie. Number 2, she relied upon others to decipher whether something was confidential, secret, or top secret. These are 2 points in the FBI report. The third point is this: she didn't know what the C meant. So if it's confidential, she didn't know what that meant on a piece of paper or a memo. So she relied on Uma Abedin. So even if emails didn't originate from Hillary Clinton's private server that were on a computer system or a mobile device that Anthony Weiner used to sext between 20 and 100 women, because I have a Huffington Post article out today, he communicated with between 20 and 100 women outside government using Uma Abedin's computer that also contained information that was linked to Clinton's server. I have been told by people who have tech backgrounds that if somebody sent a photo so he sent a wiener pic. Let's say someone else sends their own wiener pic or a picture of their own body part to Anthony Weiner, or even messages Anthony Weiner, or sends him an attachment. On that computer, the virus or whatever it is, I can't really explain it, but if you can below, if that computer that Uma Abedin is using is connected in some way to Hillary Clinton's server, that's where the intent comes in, because Hillary Clinton knew that this type of thing could take place. Maybe not the actual specifics, but we know from WikiLeaks emails that Neera Tanden stated, hey, they wanted to get away with it. We know that Cheryl Mills and we know that Brian Fallon said retroactive classification. That's not really an excuse. Saying that something retroactively is classified is not an excuse. We know that Podesta's Gmail was hacked. We know that Sidney Blumenthal's emails were hacked. We know from the State Department reports that they not only did she break rules and guidelines, but it was very, very difficult to manage, and they feared hacking attempts. We know that Uma Abedin actually told her, hey, let's get you a state.gov because we don't want your emails to bounce from the system. And Hillary Clinton said, no, the intent is there. You can't simply hide behind stupidity. So if it's brainwashed Hillary supporters, definitely not talking about lawnews.com, because even though they probably disagree with me, it's a very good site. The intent is knowingly jeopardizing national security by hiding your 30,000 emails about yoga, which were almost certainly about the Clinton Foundation, because we know from Doug Band that there's 500 conflicts of interest between Bill Clinton and the Clinton Foundation. We know that Bill Clinton earned over $50 million. That was in WikiLeaks. We know that 3 CGI sponsors personally paid Bill Clinton. So the emails that she deleted were about the Clinton Foundation. We don't need a memo. What the Paul Krugmans of the world are waiting for is a memo saying, I, Hillary Clinton, deliberately put 22 top secret emails with special access program intelligence on a server that I was well aware could have easily been compromised because I am ready from day one and I know this. And I am such a qualified person that obviously I'm not stupid. I know the system could be compromised, but I did it so because my personal information is far more important than keeping state secrets safe. That's where the intent comes in. That's where you tie in the intent with the harm to national security. What FBI James Comey did was, well, we know she harmed national security, but she was too stupid. She was too much of a moron to really realize. So we couldn't find intent. Now, this extra issue where there are emails between where Anthony Weiner's emails, pictures of his wiener, stored or sent from Uma Abedin's computer that could have that was linked to Clinton's private server, and that is part, in some way, he didn't explain it completely, of the criminal investigation that was originally seemingly concluded. Well, we now have a reopened investigation. Two criminal probes before Election Day. To summarize this, we learned from WikiLeaks that there was intent cover-up with all her aides. We also learned that President Obama knew from the start because he received emails from Clinton that didn't say state.gov. We also know that if Anthony Weiner has contacted over from 2,200 women, definitely over 6 women, a whole bunch of people outside the U.S. government, using Uma Abedin's computer. That computer is tied to Hillary Clinton's server. This is just one example. The FBI stated that the emails on that computer pertained to the original criminal investigation. We have enough for intent because Hillary Clinton is not stupid. I repeat, Hillary Clinton is not stupid. To my amazing subscribers, am I wrong in believing that Hillary Clinton is not stupid? And if I'm not wrong, that's the basis for the intent needed for Espionage Act indictments. Give me your thoughts below. Thank you so much for listening.